Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and what's this? We're back on Gamefound. Lots of happening on Gamefound at the minute. Yeah. The Elder Scrolls. Oh, I love the Elder Scrolls on the PC. Yeah. What is going on, Bethesda? You double dipping? We had an Elder Scrolls on Gamefound last year, and you're already coming back with another one. That one's not even shipped, is it? I don't know. Anyway, the previous Elder Scrolls game, which was not done by Chip Theory Game, last year had the whole map of Tamriel, and it was like a massive epic. I don't know, was it Sky? I honestly can't remember. Was it Skyrim or whatever? But if you have any experience of the Elder Scrolls on PC, I have no idea why you'd want to have. It is a board game. I'm still staggered that people get pulled in by video game IP. I really am. Because you spend like 500 hours in an Elder Scrolls game. I'm serious. The amount of time you spend in these games is epic, and how are they gonna whittle that down to anything in a board game? It's just, I don't know. But I think there's more things happening here, because this project, this game, is promised to be a HEX Crawler. That's right. HEX Crawler. I covered yesterday, I did a love letter to a HEX Crawler from the HEXplore it, and they are a specialist dev team that have been specializing in HEXplore games for now over 4 games, and they are doing some incredible innovative stuff with hex crawls. Like, oh my god, volume 4 is so exciting. Check out my video from yesterday if you want to know what the competitor to this game is. But regardless of the amazing stuff going on with HEXplore, here we have a IP of the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era, and it's by that company that I share no love for, Chip Theory Games. That's right, peeps. In a low pledge. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Chip Theory? $200 shy of $5. $195. What? Are you kidding me? Well, this mysteriously high price, number 1. Whoa! Worldwide shipping is included. What? You mean I've got to pay for the Mexican shipping price of $200? That's going into my pledge. I hear you. Gets worse, peeps. Gets worse. Not only are you factored into worldwide shipping here to up this pledge amount, it doesn't include VAT. Now, I've got to get my head around this, because they're charging VAT on the shipping now, right? If this base pledge here has the game and shipping price included, VAT will be put onto that. Oh, that's going to be high, isn't it? Like, it's not going to be 195. In fact, they've said that the VAT will be put on later in the pledge manager. So holy smoke, if you want to do a $1 pledge on this, I don't fucking blame you, because who knows how high this is going to get. If I remember, the Everdell all-in was like $199, but when you put the VAT on it, it was like $300. Like, it was insane. So, you know, this low price of $195 isn't the correct price. Does include worldwide shipping. That is another negative. Let's have a look what we have down here. Now, it's an RPG. Now, if you really want an RPG system, you have to go HEXplore it, because that is heavy RPG for Volume 5. If you want open world, and frankly, why is there no open world here? Because HEX Explorer is all about open world. And what they're doing with HEX Explorer is adding campaigns over time. Currently on Gamefound is Volume 2. They're adding a big campaign book and an incredible playmat. Now, I don't even like forests. I've mentioned this yesterday. I don't like forests in video games. I don't like forests. As an area to go and do something, I don't like forests. It's simple. But the map, the play map for Volume 2 on HEX Explorer looks so amazing. I'm really struggling with thinking about, should I get HEXplore Volume 2 and the playmat and the campaign book? Because it just looks phenomenal. And pick up Volume 4 when that has a campaign book. Like, that's where my struggle's going on with pledging this month. But anyway, I'm not seeing open world here, which is a massive part of Elder Scrolls games, isn't it? The open world nature. So it doesn't have this here. It's more campaign focused and narrative focused. So when you finish the campaign, what have you got left to do? According to the page, you've done everything. There is replayability here though, but we shall see. So RPG light, I would call it. Plenty dice, yes. Exploration, yes, you're going across the hexes, but it's not open world. Of course, it's got the video game theme, an adventure, solo, of course, multiplayer, of course, cooperative, of course. Comes in all languages. Now, part of this being expensive is these tiles here are a mat, aren't they? It's feckin' chip theory games. All this is mat. You know, HEX Explorer, they have cardboard hexes, right? And if you want to get the playmat, it looks so amazing, the art. But here, you'll never get a playmat. Or will you? Yeah, you will. There's a playmat. You can get a playmat. So all these tiles here are redundant if you get the playmat. Redundant if you get the playmat? What's going on? I'm pretty sure there has to be like just an open world non-campaign version of this. I'm pretty sure there is. That beggars belief, doesn't it? They're putting mats of the tiles in the base box, but if you want the gorgeous playmat, it makes them redundant, and you're paying a lot for these in the pledge. It's true. Regardless, you're already going to get upgraded player mats because that's going to be neoprene also, isn't it? Yeah. Because not only do they love chips, they love neoprene. They really do. It's strange that they're coming down here and are leading with an Argonian race. It really is odd. Like, as if that's the most popular race of Elder Scrolls. Like, the least popular race. Imperial, the feckers. Who plays Elder Scrolls as an Imperial? Are you kidding me? They're the enemy of the game, the Imperials. I don't know. It's a funny choice to go in with these. Free shipping. 2 hours plus 30 minutes per player. That's very similar to HEX Explorer. HEX Explorer is like a 3 to 4 hour game, and this is what it's like when you play these. You gotta commit time, peeps. You really do. This is no 2 hour game. It is 2 hours. It's a 3 hour plus. It is. Tamriel is in turmoil again. Yeah, we're waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Is it 6? I'm losing count. I'm pretty sure it's 6. We're waiting for This is all just lore. Let your voice be heard. Right, okay. Shape upcoming content. Right, okay. Our titles go long stretches between prints and availability. So, that's right. Try and get Chip Theory Games stuff, very expensive. So if you're coming in here to invest and, flip it, sell it on, you might get really good value here, because Chip Theory Games are kind of, I don't know, there's a niche fan base out there that would pick up this if they didn't get on this pledge. What's in the box? Quest units. Look at these chips. Oh. I've mentioned I don't like chips. I'll say that straight out the bat. A standee, an acrylic standee, I'd take that any day over a chip. Because you're going to have a dragon chip the same size as a rat. You're fighting a rat. It's the same size as a dragon, the chip size. Like when you've got acrylic standees, the scale is wonderful. But when you've got chips, everything's the same scale. Oh. Not to mention the art is so squished. Squished art. I've been banging this drum every time I do a Chip Theory bloody Kickstarter. Blech. Anyway, I'm here to critique this, by the way. Give you my opinion on it. Yeah, you'll be chucking dice, of course. It's all part of the HEXplore and the what's called HEX Crawl experience. It's a dice chucker. A lot more strategy in HEXplore though, because in HEXplore, you are like a roleplay group. You are all together traveling the map. So we'll see if they're doing that here, or can you split up? Is that possible? I don't know. Maybe it has been massively inspired by the HEXplore. Now, race sheets. They've got all the races in here. 20 double-sided cards if you want male or female. Wonderful. And chests and relics. They've got chips for these. Whatever. It's like if you can see this sheet here, and it's the same with HEXplore. If you get like an item, you're basically just gonna upgrade your attributes here. You're not necessarily going to have the card of the item with you. This is how it works. I mean, here they're tracking it with cubes. On HEXplore, it's your player board is a dry erase board, so you're writing in numbers. Because in HEXplore, these numbers are changing all the time. Like, you are upgrading yourself so much in the 3 hours that you need to keep changing stuff. It's way more roleplay than this is. This is far more simplified. Oh man. So looks not too bad. We've got these delving mats here where you're going into like a dungeon. And it's interesting because HEXplore Volume 4 has introduced dungeons to the HEXplore set. It looks really, really good. Flash. Look at this. A large neoprene mat. This is an open field of combat where the majority of your battles will take place. So this is where you can do all the combating. You don't just fight it out in wherever you are. You do it here. It's very odd. There's no video playthroughs yet, by the way. Not here on the campaign bit. Not one playthrough. Right. These pegs as well. These little pegs look like they're metallic. Yeah. If you watch the video, that doesn't tell you anything about the game. You at least can see the components. And these tiles here to put in your map, they aren't cubes. They are tiles. Now, the HEXplore for volume 1 and 2 on the Gamefound at the site, they're stretch goaling all the cards in the game that had no art. Right? So in these older versions of HEXplore, any cards with no art, they are stretch goaling them to have art. So looking at you, Elder Scrolls, with all your text, because HEXplore is going to have so much custom art in each of the volumes, because they're going back and redoing these things. They're going back and fixing all these things. They're doubling down on their game, and it's looking way better for it. And here the quests are just text heavy. Equipment cards, you've got 13 items, 15 relics. That has to be stretched, doesn't it? Just 35 types of equipment. Now it says this medallion is an accessory. If it's the right side up, you may flip it upside down to take a free turn after your current. If your adventurer is defeated while medallion is upside down, bling it back up. So it looks like this you'll actually be holding. Right? This isn't actually giving you anything to your attributes. So maybe you are taking some of these equipment cards and holding them next to your deck. No. Nice. They've got some lockpick dice for maybe some of these chests you're going to have to lockpick. It's going to be interesting. You see these 40 enemies here. Double-sided too, but standard acrylic standees would have been my choice. Region maps. 3 double-sided PVC maps. Wow. PVC, that's plastic, isn't it? Plastic map. You got... Alright. Why do I go up there and it does that? Calm down, Windows. One-handed shield. So if you swap a weapon out, you basically... you get a lot of... you're basically swapping these out, and it levels up the kind of skills that you can get from the weapon. That's kind of neat, I guess, that you're getting these abilities. Nice. Now these health chips are going to stack underneath the chips. It's the way they do tracking of health of enemies, and they have a deluxified tile set of this, and it's like, why would you deluxify health chips when you can't see them? They're underneath the enemies. It's like a really weird thing. Character record. Yeah, you are going to be writing notes down. Part of the HEXplore or the HEX crawl is about writing keywords down. So certain stuff might happen, and if you have a keyword, that will have a different effect on the current event that you're on. And it's pulling a lot of things from the game here. So aggressive, colossal, armored, diver, dodge, elusive, enfeeble. So it's got like this heavy skill set that they've put on here. These 5 booklets, it says, the Gazetteer, these are going to be the adventure book. The campaign book they're adding to HEXplore. The one they've added to the volume 1 is been getting amazing reviews, man. That campaign is supposed to be really good. And the next Gamefound, what's running right now, they're doing the campaign for Volume 2. I mean, it's a big book. Massive book. Has persistence across the map, which is like a next generation crowdfunding thing that games are doing. A persistent map across a campaign. And here you've just got 5 closed off stories. None of that cool, innovative stuff that HEXplore got going for it. HEXplore, by the way, I just want to make this a little bit balanced here. HEXplore 2 with the campaign, the expansion, and the extra cards that you're going to want, plus the playmat, that's looking at around $150, $160. Shipping on there, it's going to be very close to this. It's like the very close in price. But you're just getting more stuff with HEXplore, in my opinion. You're getting a deeper roleplay system. And you know that once you finish the campaign, you have a solid open world game afterwards. Like, it's... yeah. I'm really talking up Volume 2 and Volume 1 here. And I'm pledging for Volume 4. I don't know. I have to go back and look at this. the campaign's running for 27 days left on it, I think. So I've got time to kind of mull it over. Trays for all the chips. You've got chips everywhere. Pick a race. Now, I know Tamriel, Elder Scrolls, whatever, has races and stuff like that, but HEXplore has a vast amount of character customization. It's right up there with Roleplayer, how you can design a character. And here you're hamstrung by the IP. Way more. You get way more customization in HEXplore. And the HEXplore volumes, you can play all those character classes, all those character roles, all those character traits, and you can play them in all of the volumes. And you can even mix volumes together to create a unique map and open world game. So there's like loads of cool stuff with HEXplore. If you really want to double down on the HEXplore game adventure, open world adventure, man. Yeah. This is not it. This is not it. This is limited. Acrobatics, bow, Daedric summoning, destruction staff, heavy armor, one-handed shield, restoring light, shadow, speech, two-handed. Acrobat, archer, dragon knight, healer, necromancer, nightblade, scout, sorcerer, templar, warden. Looks like a good list. HEXplore has maybe, I don't know, 50 classes. It's so rich of an RPG. I can't stress how much it is. And the Elder Scrolls, even the video game next to a roleplay game, is very light RPG. When you complete an encounter, you gain experience. Group XP counter. First, you'll tick up your XP counter. This keeps battles challenging, even as your character power increases. And then you'll go about spending your hard-earned points. XP can be used to buy new skills, increase your stats, improve your cooldown, upgrade your class abilities. Radio. Players have nearly limitless control of their character's customization. And the one thing they'll have to stay aware of is the size of the character mat. Ooh, yeah. It's going to get big. The push and pull of skills and stats vying for the same slots. And the variable XP costs as you invest more into a given line. Like you're dedicating going down Sword and Shield or something like this. That's part of the puzzle of creating the ultimate fighting machine. The expansion, which is in the video, it looks like there's going to be no feature creep. It's done it again. So, feature creep. There is one expansion on this. The expansion, though, and future regions down the line. So it is hinting here that there is going to be expansions, but possibly in the future. So more classes are coming, and you'll never have to play the same character twice. That's right. Combat. I mean, you know, I definitely want to. I'd definitely give it a go. I'll play it. I like the IP. I'd like to see the HEXplore adventure playing out, but I just know it wouldn't be a truly deep thing. I mean, HEXplore has a heavy weight. It's like a heavy adventure, and I guess this one's a bit more accessible because one of the criticisms of HEXplore is the daunting entry complexity, and you know, you need someone proficiently experienced to kind of hold your hand if you're going into HEXplore without knowing how to play it. Whereas here, a little bit more accessible, you know, RPG light. You've got a little bit of that HEXplore going on to get you the bug of why these can be really great. So, you know, I think it has got those positives going forward. They are pushing this battle map, aren't they? You know, they said that you're going to be doing a lot of battle on here. Roll dice, take chips away. The final battle system is the dungeon. It takes place on a massive, pre-made dungeon map. This system plays like a fusion of what you see up on top. There is one unique dungeon in each province, and you'll usually enter it while on a specific quest. That quest will give you instructions when you go inside. It's funny because this idea of delving and going in dungeons in Elder Scrolls, there's maybe 100 different things you can go in. It's like ridiculously part of the adventure. So, yeah, this is good to see. There's the rat enemy, going to be the same size as the dragon enemy. Like, I mean, HEXplore, I mean, that's not doing minis. It's not doing anything. You're basically getting a massive card with the art of the enemy on. You know, that's better than a chip. Gameplay, campaign, plus gameplay minus campaigns plus replayability. So yeah, the gameplay, you can take away the campaign and then that's where the replayability is. It says, if you successfully complete your quest, congratulations, you won the session, but your adventure isn't open. Completing your second session quest will cue the end game. When setting up your end game, blah 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 blah. If you achieve the end game objectives, you've won the campaign and saved Tamriel from a dark future for now. So then what? Then what have you got? There's 30 unique mainline multi-step quests in the core box. That will be stretched. The game has 85 different encounters, 50 bag-drawn and quest enemies, 15 side quests. They say different combination of this enormous raft of content will be delivered to you each game, promising an ever-changing experience. Yeah, I mean, the whole hex crawl is designed around replayability. You know, having a vast amount of encounters, not that many side quests, to be frank. And of course then you've got the character customization, how you level up your character, and all the different treasures and stuff that you might be getting, different each game and stuff. So yeah, I guess these 30 unique main lines, this means you're playing the same game and coming to the same end. That's fine, I guess. So potentially it's going to be a little bit of hex crawling down the different main line quests, and like I said, it is interesting. I definitely would play it. It's definitely more accessible, and it has, it's not as deep, and it's roleplay light, so you might get some people that are new to this genre of hex crawls into it, which is a good thing, I guess. Halo. I'd still want to see. I don't know. The chips are great at me. This is why I would never buy this, because the chips are such a bad choice for a game. Is it so difficult to track monsters' health and stuff that you can't have a standee? I'm talking about these. When I say standee, I'm talking about an acrylic standee that's translucent in the background, has the shape of the character, the scale of the enemy. They look awesome. And even if you've got miniatures or you've got like standees, you can 100% put them in this game, can't you? You can just represent the things and have these off to the side, I guess. It'd be kind of awkward, wouldn't it? Like, we've got the class of the spells, though. Illusion is nice. So yeah, there's interesting stuff going on. Down to shipping and no playthrough videos yet. It says that the first stage of tax, which is shipping, they will not pass that on to you. It's custom friendly everywhere. The second set is sales tax VAT. This varies region to region. These taxes will be collected in the pledge manager. So expect tax to be added. That's one of the problems. They are working with their language partners to ship to Mexico, Central and South America. And that's why the pledge is even higher than normal, because it is paying for these areas of the world where shipping is generally high. There's an all-in. Look at this all-in jumps to 400. Holy smoke! If you put VAT on that, it's 500, and at 500 you can get the HEXplore volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, all in with the expansions, campaign books volume 1 and 2, and playmats. I'm telling you. Are you kidding me? What's in this all-in? Let's have a look. Art book, not interested in that. 45 bucks for an art book. Are you kidding me? Look at these drawbacks. $40 for these. Is it leather? That is really expensive, isn't it? Replace the drawbacks that come with the base game with these drawbacks, which are a double design, stands upright on its own. $40. That's without tax. Look, you get a battle map. Organize the one side of the neoprene map is the, I'm guessing it's the map for tiles, right? So you've got the HEXplore bit, and then when you go to battle, you're going to have to flip this map over to do the battle map. That's how they want to have it. Okay. So maybe your stuff in your box is not getting redundant from this. I guess the only thing that's getting redundant then is the battle map. But you'd want to get it, right? 35 inches by 42. Very big. Premium help. 35 for these. It describes the health chips as lighter chips, and these chips are heavier. So that's basically the difference, and they look a bit different. It says there's more satisfaction moving your units across the map. $18 dice rolling tray. Do you want this? Unlock stretch goals already almost exploded. 21 almost done. Yeah. As you can see, lots of cards, no art. Enemies coming out of here, just a chip. Nothing to get too excited about. Box varnish, that's nice. I like the fatigue chips, dice here, they look very cool. They've updated the dice, that's nice. And they've got a new class, the Bard. I can't even remember if a Bard's in Elder Scrolls. It's been quite a long time since I've played it. But I don't know, I get colour me confused there with that. But that's nice to see the Bard. I like to see Bard class. Alright. Other projects you might like. HEXplore. Check yesterday's video. Cannot recommend that enough. If you like the idea of a hex crawl, there's nothing better than the HEXplore product line. Volumes 1 to 4 at the minute. So yeah, what do I think of the Elder Scrolls Battle of the Second Era? Well, it's not bad dipping your feet into a hex crawl because they are notoriously heavy for the adventure gaming. But here you've got a nice lightweight, light RPG, light story, and it will get you into the hook of the genre where you'll probably be wanting more. You can go deeper with the HEXplore system, of course, where you'll get a vastly deeper experience all across the board. And you've got promise that this game from Chip Theory Games will have more expansion content down the line. So that's fairly positive. So, not for me. I'm already a heavy adventure gamer. The HEXplore, it has my number. But for this, not for me. It's too many things, too many red flags for me that I don't like. I don't like the IP as a board game because it just limits you. But it's okay as an entry gateway to this new genre for many peeps, you know. And yeah, they've got Chip Theory Games that like to make everything feel deluxified, so you know, you've got all that. You've got that high price point though as a big negative, and certainly you've got VAT to put into that, which is going to make it very expensive. But anyway, it doesn't matter, this game's exploded, already over $1 million, and yeah, we'll just have to see how it turns out, because you know, gameplay videos should be coming later. We don't know if you are part as a group, all traveling as a group, because that's something that the Elder Scrolls didn't have, is multiplayer. And it says a cooperative adventure, but we'll need a playthrough just to confirm that you are traveling as a party and all that stuff. Anyway, peeps, thank you so much for watching the video. Leave your comments down below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing to the channel and all that. And if you like, if you've never played Hex Crawl, please check out my video from yesterday. There's a lot of competition at the minute on crowdfunding for great crawls, and if you want a great deep adventure, you know, the Hexit Volume 1 and 2 both now are going to have campaigns, so that's really exciting. And here too, you've got Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era to think about if you want something more lightweight. Well, I'll tell you, it's a good time for Hex Crawls, isn't it? And I'll tell you, man, if you've got HEXplore Volumes 1 to 4, maybe you want this as well, because you're obviously loving Hex Crawls, and having another one in your favourite genre, man, this is going to be a shoo-in, isn't it? So anyway, on that bombshell, thank you so much for watching. I'm Lipstickpaddy, and this is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye for now.